I'm so surprised I've never set the fire alarm off down here. Numero uno. Oh yeah. You ever had this bourbon?
No, I've never had that one.
It's really good. So it's 114 proof. Old Granddad. It's kind of a sleeper. Like, it's really not too expensive, but it's just good bourbon. Makes really good old fashions too. Yeah, and these are local. These are the Santan Liquor Company made these little, it's spiced orange bitters. Quiet in here without the music now. Can't be left alone with my thoughts.
Chris Stapleton.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know who that is. All right, sir. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Really good.
Not too bad, huh? So simple. Old fashions are just simple, but I like to taste the bourbon.
The syrup's good.
Syrup's not bad, huh? All right, let's head into the podcast rooms. We got our drinks now. Got the juices flowing. Well, Matt Williams, welcome to Happy Hour with HatchMan.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming over, man. So we've already been chatting a good ton about bourbon and drinking, and now we're ready to get this thing started. So you are a real estate agent here in Arizona, newly licensed.
Newly licensed, yes.
Just got it in January and moved out here from the Baltimore, Maryland area.
Correct.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I got to ask, what brought you out to Arizona, first of all?
My wife.
Okay.
She works at Phoenix Children's Hospital, the foundation part, so she raises money and...
Oh, okay.
Does like the fundraising events. I'm going to get this wrong, so she'll correct me, but she's the director of donor relations. She did that at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, so she's always been in pediatric fundraising.
That's cool, man.
Loves it.
That's got to be a super fulfilling job, like just...
It is. My niece was in the NICU, so we actually experienced it. She was in there for 360, almost a year.
Whoa.
And she's thriving. She's
good now?
Yep.
That's so scary,
she's thriving.
Yeah. What, I mean, just, especially kids, like when they're sick, when they're in the hospital, like I can't even imagine as a parent, like just the emotions that you go through and just how difficult and how helpless you feel in that situation. So, I know people like your wife and, people that are in that situation to try to just make anything a little bit better just means the world to those people. Oh, yeah. So that's so cool, man.
Yeah, she enjoys it. They bring in all the like wagons and like toys.
That's so fun.
So, and she participates in the radiothon they do out here.
Yeah.
So she does the patient family stories.
Very cool. So it's crazy. So we actually just, in addition to the, real estate and mortgage and everything, I also host a TV show, and the last one that we did was about was featuring a helicopter company out here in Arizona called H5, and he was talking, we were chatting with them afterwards, and they were saying that one of their guests, they had somebody book a flight that was like going to be like their last flight, like they were terminally ill, and unfortunately they didn't even make it to the flight. And so instead of like asking for a refund, they said just donate our flight to someone else. And so he's actually been trying to get in touch with somebody like at the Phoenix Children's Hospital to maybe see if they could like fly in. So I don't know, maybe we need to connect.
Oh yes, I will give you.
Right? Because I know he loves to do stuff like that. So you weren't in real estate prior, you were in IT?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I did IT for the government for...
Oh man, so you were hacking our phones? No,
yeah, listen in on everything. That's what we do. Yeah, Social Security Administration.
Social Security Administration, stuff, everyone's favorite people, right? So you're gonna have a whole new relationship with them now that you're in real estate. So
yeah, right, exactly.
Now, so why the shift into real estate?
I had a really good experience, my wife and I, with our realtor.
Okay.
Eric Taunt.
Okay.
He's a great guy. I don't know. I just thought, why not? Give it a shot, see how it goes. Like, I enjoy talking to people, getting to know them, and building those relationships. Okay. And I just thought, let's give it a shot. And wife's supportive of it. Yeah. And I work for Bliss Realty and Investments now.
Yeah.
So I have a really awesome coach that's kind of helping me along with the process. And I got to sit in on your social media class, which is. How I found out about you.
I don't ever pretend to know what I'm doing. I love all aspects of it. Like for me, home ownership is, like it was one of those things I kind of stumbled into. Like I don't know that anybody ever really, like I don't know, do you ever really want to be a real estate agent, right? Like maybe some people, but like it was so new to me, and I had just kind of fallen into it. But looking back on it, like I bought my very first house when I was 23, and it was because it was just something like my dad told me I needed to do. He's like, you need to buy a house as soon as you possibly can, and so I did that, and I didn't even really know what I was doing. In fact, I remember like calling a real estate agent to like show me houses, and then she like gives me her little spiel. Like I don't even know how realtors were paid because I was just some dumb kid, and so she like spent all day like showing me houses, like driving me all around the valley, doing all these things, and then the next day like I found another house, and I didn't even call her. I just called some other agent and had her show me around, and I was like. And then the first one called me and was like you are the worst person in the world. That's it. Like just chewing me out. I was like, what did I do? Like I was just some dumb kid. I had no idea how it worked. Now I realize, dick move. Right. Like no idea, right? But what that house did for me, I bought, it was in 2009. So like, home prices were pretty low. It was after the crash, but they were still like on a downward trend. So I lost value in that house for the first couple of years. And then, but what it did for me long term, like I raised a family in that house. I ended up getting married shortly afterwards, had 2 kids, and when I was finally, starting to like, this house is now a little too small, I had to move into something different. Like, the amount of money that I made from selling that house, like I never would have had that amount of money to be able to buy something else had I not made that decision early in life. And this was before I was even in the industry. And so then once I got into it, like, knowing that I saw the personal value in it for me and what it's been able to do for me in my life, it just really kind of sparked that passion to help others do the same. Like, and that's kind of what it did for me. It was just, I want to show that anybody could do this. Like you just, it's not even about timing. It's just about getting in the game. It's about, creating that space for yourself and then what it can do for you afterwards. And that's when, like you said, having a coach, having people teach you about leverage and equity and learning about that piece of it. Like it's changed my entire life. Now I like to give back.
No, that's awesome that you do that. And I mean, it's definitely a lot of information. It is nice to have somebody to kind of like walk you through it. And now you have those buyer brokers agreements, so
right.
But yeah, it's fun so far, learning a lot. Yeah. Waiting to like actually do it. I think that's the
sure.
You're anxious to like finally get to like see someone go through the process, and then from start to finish, and kind of get to celebrate afterwards.
Right, and I love how you said like. Having the good experience is what made you want to get into it. Because I don't think everybody does have a good experience, right? Like realtors in general, I think sometimes get a little bit of a bad rap for whatever reason, like which never made much sense to me. Like being in the industry, like local real estate agents, at least the good ones, like they're some of the most giving, kindest, best people, right? Like they're the ones that are sponsoring the local soccer team and the kids in events at the schools. Like, you see their little faces on the shopping carts at the grocery stores, right? Like they're random little branding, but like that's all putting stuff back into the community. And most of at least the good ones are actively involved in the community trying to make it a better place. I had another agent that was on the show whose, his real estate career led him to get into local government and to run for city council, because he's like, I can make an even bigger impact through my community by getting into this space of it. So yeah, I there are some bad apples out there, right. but that's why I do this. It's like, let's talk about the benefits of what real estate can do, of what real estate agents do for the community. And so I love that, man. I love that you had such a good experience, especially moving from another state, from a completely different part of the world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely a different part of the world out here compared to...
Right? I'm born and raised Arizonian, so... I've been out here my whole life, but my sister lives in Baltimore, and so I got a chance to experience that just this past November, and then when she first moved out there, and she bought her first house out there too, which, it was not cheap, man. Like,
no. Well, we get the DC, so it's Baltimore, Washington metro area, and, a lot of government agencies, and it's and the state taxes are very high.
I noticed that as well. So I was like, oh yeah, she's paying way more for her house, which is much smaller than this one.
Well, we lived in a row home in Baltimore, downtown
Baltimore?
Baltimore. It's not like townhome.
Okay.
You know, it's just
I've never heard that phrase.
they're just called row homes because I mean, we lived on a street. I think it was probably like 10 houses together.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it just goes straight up.
I've never heard that phrase. Is that like an East Coast thing?
Yes.
Or a Baltimore thing?
It's an East Coast thing.
East Coast
yeah,
thing.
it's
Okay.
East Coast. I think they're like that in Philly too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think.
That's what's so crazy out there. So like, you know, I spent Thanksgiving with my sister who lives in the Baltimore area, and then I wanted to take my kids to New York City because we'd never been. You got to do the Times Square. We did a Broadway show, New York pizza. You know, you got to have the experience. But we decided we just took an Amtrak. So the train from Baltimore to New York was like 3.5 hours, and we went through. I think it was there's 5 states in between there. So it was, you have Baltimore. There was, I think we went through Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and then finally New York. And it was just making me laugh. So I was like, in the same amount of time frame. So I own a second home up in northern Arizona, which is 3 hours away. I was like, so a 3-hour drive, which is in the same state for us to go to our place. That same 3-hour trip, we went through that many states.
Oh, yeah.
Just the way everything is so packed together.
Yeah, if you drive north, you'll blink and you're out of Delaware.
That's crazy. Yeah. It was a new experience for all of us. Like we were just, and the kids were just staring out the window the whole time. Like it was so much fun.
We drove from Maryland to Boston, Boston, Massachusetts. Like it was an easy drive. I mean,
that's wild.
Yeah.
But everything's so close up there. So I guess that's the difference between here, right? Like it's just everything's so wide open. Like I remember even just coming back, I was like, man, our streets are bigger here. Like everything's just wide and big. Like,
oh yeah, you're built for expansion though.
Right.
I mean, East Coast, it's like we have 3 lanes, and you know,
everyone's gonna build up.
Everyone only still drives fast.
Oh yeah.
Nothing compared to here though.
Oh yeah. No, we're maniacs out here.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
The 202. There was another guy that was visiting from out of town, and he was like, "Y'all are crazy out here. Like, if you're not going at least 100, like."
I call it the Autobahn. It's kind of like that.
For whatever reason, like anywhere else, you know, you turn on the turn signal, and that's, you know, I'm trying to get over. In Arizona, we see that as a sign of a threat. It's like, oh no, you're not getting in my lane. You're either going to speed up or slow down to not let it happen. Like, I don't know why that is, but
if someone drives a Tesla, you just gotta, you know, get in front of them, hit the brake, they'll let you right in.
Right? Yeah, the good old autopilot. Or those Waymos.
Yeah, Waymos. Yeah, although Waymos are crazy.
Those things still creep me out, man.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the LA thing. One Waymo, like the cops had somebody, they were arresting somebody, and the Waymo just drove right past them.
Stop it.
Didn't stop.
That's amazing. Yeah. It's the best getaway vehicle ever. But so far, liking it out here in Arizona?
Oh, love it. I mean, everyone's super welcoming.
That's good.
It's been, of course, like, you know, not everyone's from here. And,
that's true.
But, you know, I walk the neighborhood every morning.
Yeah.
Like,
and what part do you live in?
Off Arcadia Osborne.
Arcadia Osborne. Okay, that's a good area.
Yeah, it's great. Everyone's super friendly. I've met like, I don't know, 5 or 6 neighbors that I see every morning. They walk the same path, and I was actually at Waste Management or Wasted Management.
Oh yeah, that's an experience.
There was a contractor that was on our street, and he said, "Aren't you that guy that walks his dogs every morning?" And I was like, "Yes, sir."
Nice.
That's me. So.
I love to hear that, man. You know, like I feel it's that way, and being on social media as much as I am, I sometimes, you see the opposite effect of that is like, oh, people are rude here and they don't this and that. But I don't know. My experience has always been, people are good people here. Like they want to get to know you. They're always friendly. Like same with all my neighbors. Like, we're all walking dogs and taking our walks in the morning, and it's just friendly. Like it's, I don't know. I think that's what it's all about, is community, right?
Especially at 5:15 in the morning.
Right. Yeah.
You have to walk early here.
So, especially, So you haven't experienced your first summer in Arizona yet then, huh?
I have. We've been here 2.5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, 2.5 years. We actually moved here right after you all had the 100, the stretch
record
of like 120.
Yep.
Like, right?
Yep.
So we got here right after that. So last summer wasn't too bad. So we haven't had like a horrible one yet.
Yeah, this one hasn't been too bad this year. I feel like, it got really hot all of a sudden, and then it kind of cooled down a little bit. So this one's been kind of a weird year so far, but But yeah, I mean, that's how it is. Like, honestly, anything less than 120 is kind of fine. Like, but once you get past that 120 number, it's unbearable.
So. Well, I try to tell everyone, it's like, when you get below 110, it's not bad. But it's like every 10 degrees or whatever, or 5 maybe.
Yeah, 5, 10 degrees.
It's a huge difference. So, but there's no humidity, if just barely any.
That's true. So. Do you have a pool?
Yes.
Okay. You got to have a pool. Like because when it gets too hot, like my kids just live in the pool all summer long. It's so nice. And like, especially night swims are great. Like, and that's what I tell everybody, especially like in the East Coast, when you have your winters where you're like snowed in and you can't go anywhere. Like, we don't have that here. The closest thing we have to it is, if it's 120 degrees out, you stay inside.
Exactly.
So, and you crank the AC up. So it's like, you can't really complain. We really do have a sweet setup out here.
And it's only 4.5, 5 hours to California if you want to go.
Right.
And San Diego's 4.5 hours ish.
Yeah. Or 3 hours to northern Arizona, man. I'm telling you, we got 3 hours north, you got pine trees, you got the White Mountains. Like I'm a little, so that's where I'm from. I'm originally from northern Arizona. That's where I grew up. I grew up in Holbrook, Arizona, which is, if you ask anyone from the White Mountains, we're not part of the White Mountains. We're kind of a little redheaded stepchild of towns out there. So, but we're on the original Route 66. So it's the high desert is what Holbrook is in. But you seen the Pixar movie Cars? Do you have kids?
Yes. No kids.
No kids. Okay.
No. Just 2 dogs.
2 dogs. Hey.
2 dogs.
That's a full-time gig too. So, but yeah, the Pixar movie Cars. So the whole story of Cars is that little small town that kind of gets overpassed by the freeway and kind of gets forgotten about. That is my hometown. Like, no joke. So the Wigwam hotels we have, or the cozy cones in that show were based off of the Wigwam hotels in my hometown, which are teepees that are hotels.
That's cool.
So it's kind of fun. It's our little claim to fame is Cars, awesome. But yeah, same thing. Original Route 66, I-40 got built and just literally right over the town. It just bypassed the whole thing. So it's just kind of shrunken over the years. Gotcha. But the best people in the world, I will say that. Like I still do a decent amount of real estate up there on the loan side of things. In fact, I have 2 deals this month. I usually get like between 1 to 3 deals a month up there.
I grew up in southern West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
So I'm from Fayetteville, West Virginia.
Oh yeah, Fayetteville. I've heard of them.
So that's where I'm originally from, and that's the same within a small town. Everyone knew everybody.
See, small town vibes. See, everybody knows everybody. Like there's pros and cons to it, right? Like like the downside growing up in a town like that, being the troublemaker I was in high school. Like my mom already knew what I did before I got home because 3 people had called her. So of course. That's the downside.
Both my parents were educators. So my dad was a principal at an elementary school, and my mom was a 4th grade teacher for most of her career. Okay. But if I did anything wrong, they knew about it immediately.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So my grandparents were both educators. My grandpa and my grandma were both school teachers at the high school, and I lived with them. So my parents, I'm the firstborn of 4 in my family, and so my parents had started a business out here, and it unfortunately failed, and so they had to file bankruptcy and move in with their parents. With my dad moved in with his parents, and so I grew up with them. I was in their house my entire life, so I was raised a lot in part by them as well. Okay. I have such a soft spot for that because I feel like we kind of get to do a similar thing as like real estate agents as well, right? Like we get to teach people about the process, about the home buying, the home searching, like how to find the right place and make a home a home. Like it's a lot of it is education. And so, I feel like if you use that side of it to help you or to help your clients, it tends to work out a little bit better than just trying to get a transaction done, right? So,
oh yeah, of course. I mean, treat them like family.
Absolutely.
That's definitely what it's all about. So, I mean, my sister-in-law's in real estate too, but in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's where my brother's at with their 2 kids.
I feel like I want to talk a little bit about the IT stuff because for whatever reason, I've had a couple guests on here that were both in cybersecurity.
Okay.
And it's just fascinating stuff to me, like especially with the way the world is changing, right? Like now we have, like how old are you again?
41.
41. We're the same age. Okay, I'm 41 too. Hell yeah. 85?
Yep. 84.
Oh, okay.
84. I'm in August.
Oh, August. Okay.
So 42 this year.
Nice. Okay. See, I just turned 41 in April. So, okay. All right. Still same age though. So we grew up in that same era, right? Like we grew up when, like growing up in the 80s and, early 80s and 90s, like so different than the world we have right now. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have, we got that later on. So we kind of had like similar childhoods to like our parents, right?
Yeah.
Like, you go out until the street light comes on, and then you come home. Parents didn't know where you were. You were just, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And so I don't know, for us, the way we've been able to see the world evolve in just like the time frame that we've been alive has been crazy. And so now with AI, like AI is really starting to take a big turn, and there's still a lot of people out there saying that it's going to like take over a lot of jobs, right? And real estate's in that talk, mortgage is in that talk, like, anything that can be programmed. But I don't know, that doesn't scare me because, like you mentioned, it's a relationship business, and that's the one thing. Like AI can take over a lot of processes. So I'm sure with your experiences like IT, the benefits of technology that will still never replace human interaction in my mind. So what are your thoughts on something like that?
I mean, definitely not. I mean, the reason I didn't do anything fun like cybersecurity, I did like a lot of the little tech support things, but still, like, it's all about that relationship, like solving a problem. It's always fun hearing the relief from somebody after you fix the problem for them. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like real estate. It's like you're helping them through the process to make it easier on them. They don't have to worry about anything. If there is an issue, you can help them solve it. But it's all about, I mean, I don't know. I just have always I love helping people. Yeah. I mean, if I don't, and I could have, I'll feel bad about it. Like I will remember it,
take
forever.
It personal.
I do. Yeah. I punish myself more than anybody else would. So
I feel that.
My wife always says I have to do one good deed every day. Yeah. But I mean, of course, I don't see it that way.
I always say try to get 1% better each day, right?
Yeah.
It's a constant evolution of just trying to get to that best version of yourself, at least for me.
It was like I used to get irritated when I'd open the door for somebody and they wouldn't say thank you. So now I'm just like, I just did it because I wanted to. And if they don't, then it's fine, because I did it. I'm good with it. And
because you can't control how anyone else is going to react or do things, exactly. Right? So, take it as you may. But I feel like that's something you have to learn as you get older, right? Like, same thing. When you're younger, this shit bothers you. But then when you get older, you're like, whatever. Maybe he's having a bad day. We don't know what's going on in that person's life. So
just like putting a blinker on and letting somebody in.
Exactly. No, that's like it's a form of aggression here. Yeah. Use that blinker. That's aggression.
That's the only thing you can't do.
No, don't use your blinker.
Yeah, don't use the blinker.
It's better just to cut someone off. Yep. So
and wave at him like, my bad. Right? It's all good.
What is it? Better to ask for forgiveness than for permission?
Yes.
It's the rule I live by, man.
Yeah. So. It's a good one.
So I know you're new into this, though, but this would be a good perspective to get. So what do you think are the biggest problems that home buyers are having right now? Well, for here in Arizona.
Man, I mean, I look at our neighborhood and, these houses are for sale and then they get bought, knocked down, and some gigantic house gets put up.
Really? Okay, so a lot of renovations in your area.
A lot of renovations.
Okay.
And
I think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a bad thing because you're pricing people out of good neighborhoods, and you're going from houses that, were worth 600-700, and now they're worth like 1.6, whatever, which good for the people that can afford to do that.
Right,
like,
the ones
good
that
on
are
them.
There.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, you want people to, experience that like you do. Like, it's a great place. It's quiet. There's tons of kids always running around. Like, it's good and bad. But I think it's like, normal people can't afford that.
The first-time home buyer situation, the affordability problem, it's a real problem, right? Like, I go back and forth on this because, like, I get it. Like, I get that home prices are much higher now, and especially when you start comparing things like, median income and hourly wage and things like that. But I also fight it a little bit because I feel like those that want to do it can make it happen. And so I do think there's a little bit of a mindset problem when it comes to it, because we do have the news saying, yes, we have a major affordability problem. And I'll agree with that in part, right? Like, there's somebody making minimum wage is going to be difficult to purchase a home. Like, I get that. However, it's still not impossible. And sometimes you do just have to downgrade your expectations to get in the game, right? So you're probably not if you're a first-time home buyer, you're probably not going to be able to buy $700,000-$800,000 house, right? I mean, I never would have been able to, like, my first house, but I also bought a house that was 150 grand, which pretty damn near impossible to find something at that price here now.
Yes.
So like, again, I can really see both sides of it, but I feel like those people that do want to become homeowners, like they find a way. Yeah. And so it's just, there's a lot of pros and cons to it. And I will say this though, like from the lending side, there's kind of a cool thing that's happening right now because we are in this, let's face it, it's a buyer's market, right? Like we're in a buyer's market currently. Homes are sitting longer. The inventory it's getting there, but it's still not like, there's not a ton of options, right? And so, what this period of time opens up is for those people that do want to buy, they actually have a lot more options that they're aware of. So like seller concessions, number one. I think most homes that are being sold right now are being sold with seller concessions. And that's cool because you can use those concessions strategically to buy interest rates down. So that, even though rates are 6%, 6.5%, like if you play your cards right, you can still get a 4.5% interest rate. You can still get a 5.5% interest rate. And then ultimately, interest rate means monthly payment. Like that's where everybody gets tripped up. Is like, well, interest rates are this. I'm like, well, we don't care what the rate is. We care what your monthly payment is. Most people have an hourly wage or a salary, or they have some sort of monthly income. And so if we have a mortgage payment that is astronomically high, that's why it's unaffordable. But again, if you just break down the numbers a little bit, you look at what your options are, like there's just a lot of different ways to get in the game, in my opinion. So I don't know. It's tough because it's a wild time that we live in. But I feel like those that do want it, like they do find a way, and education is a big part of it. Yeah. Letting people know what is possible. So
I mean, it's not about the money. Closing a deal is great,
of course, yeah.
But it's like it is to me. It's really just like seeing somebody finally get what they've been looking for. Because like you said, it's like your parents are like, buy a house, family,
No, and I also get that it's not for everybody. Like I also understand that thing. Like that, I think that's one of the things that I feel like sets me apart a little bit from like other mortgage lenders out there. Is like I'll go through someone's situation, and I'll look, and sometimes I'll be like, now is not a good time for you to buy a house. Like you're just not in a situation to do this. However, we can get there if we do this, this, and this, right? Like, but I have no problem telling somebody no. Like I'm not gonna try to push something to the limit to get a commission check. Like at the end of the day, I have to feel good about what I'm doing to make my living. But I am passionate about this because again, I know what it's done for me personally.
Yeah, and that's not what I want to be. You don't want to force anyone to do anything. Of course you can buy that house.
Right?
No problem.
No.
Yeah.
Because we've all worked with those type of people before, right? Like they're push, like the car salesman, right? Like you can do it. And that's what's crazy to me is like anybody can afford, like anybody can qualify for any type of auto loan, right? It's insane. I've had people I do loan applications for that are making like 40, 50 grand a year, and they have $1,000 a month car payments. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, how did they qualify you for this? Like,
I mean, I don't even want to go to a dealership for that reason.
Yeah.
And actually, one of my good friends, like my wife's good friend, was visiting, and her husband's actually in auto sales in Maryland.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to be that, like, nothing against him. I don't want to be like, she's like,
Sure.
well, he's not like that. And I was like, okay, well, he's one of the good ones that like actually want people to, be successful.
Of course.
Not just like, oh, you have fancy cars, so that means everything. But it's
an appreciating asset.
You can't afford that.
That is kind of one of the nice things about the real estate side, because like, when you're qualifying for a mortgage, the rules have changed so much compared to what you used to be able to do. Like, if you can't afford the house, you're not going to qualify for it. Like, that's straight up how it works right now. And they've gotten really conservative on the numbers. And so that's what I always tell people. It's like, look, if you can afford it, you'll qualify. If you can't, you won't. Like, there's no in between. Like, so it's just funny when I hear that sometimes, like, oh, well, that seems a little high. I'm like, but you qualify for it. Like, I know on paper you can make it work. Sure, it might be a little bit tight, but also know it might be a short-term thing for a long-term benefit. So, and again, I just go back to my own situation. Like when I bought my first house, I remember seeing that mortgage payment and freaking out, which I laugh now because it was like $1,200. So I was like, oh, I don't think I can swing. Like, that's a lot of money every month. But I was also used to paying $500 a month for rent, renting a room with like 4 other people in the house. But I was like, okay, now I have to step up to this big boy $1,200 a month payment. But same thing, like it's just, you figure it out as you go. And now looking back on it, I'm like, man, it'd be so great to have a $1,200 mortgage, right? Like,
for sure. Yeah, because like you look at your mortgage and it's like you're chipping away and it's like, oh, there goes a little bit. And
and there's strategies to that though too. Like, you know, when you learn how amortization works, like again, I'm a big numbers math nerd, but like there's so many different things that you can do. And so like, because of, on a 30-year mortgage, if your very first payment compared to your last payment, like 99% of that payment is going towards interest only. And so during those first few years that you're in the house, any additional principal that you can make, like even if it's just $100 extra a month, that can take 7 years off the life of your loan. It can take 15 years off the life of your loan if you just structure the payments appropriately with what you put towards principal compared to interest, because of how amortization works. So yeah, there's a whole lot of mortgage math out there that you can really go down the rabbit hole with. But that's why I do this. I like to educate people on what's actually possible. And at the end of the day, mortgage is mortgage payments and mortgage debt is one of the good debts out there that you can have. Like it's borrowing money on something that is going to increase in value over time. And so, and any interest that you pay on it anyway is also tax deductible. Right. And so like you've kind of got both sides of it. And if you look historically at home values, even over the past like 70, 80 years, it always goes up. There might be years that it goes down, but if you just wait long enough, it will bounce back. Like even going back to the '08 crash, right? Home values have gone up significantly from even when they were at the high and then crashed and then got back down. The curve has corrected over time. It did a little bit of this and this, but if you look at the overall trend, it's still just a solid upward trend. So not for everybody, but for me, I know what it's done for me personally. So
yeah, I mean, our house has already gone up in value since we bought it.
A couple years ago?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Okay, see.
So,
and I was saying, and that was kind of another tough time, honestly. Like, looking at people, anybody that bought in like 22 and 23 with minimum down, like if they're looking to sell today, like honestly, you're looking at almost break even, depending on where you're at. And so, because I have those conversations of like, all right, well, let's look at the math as far as what we could do. But I also think we're right on that cusp. Like, we're 3 years in. I think once we get to that 5-year mark, the 6-year mark, that's when things really start to turn around. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But I think it's an exciting time.
It's kind of like IT. It's always changing.
Yeah.
That's why it's fun. Keeps you guessing. So, and also you get to deal with a lot of different personalities and just never know what you're going to get.
Are you trying to help more buyers, more sellers, either? What's your game plan?
Honestly, right now, it'll help anybody.
Yeah? Even renters?
Even renters. I mean, yeah. Mostly people, I think more people moving here. Because, I think coming from East Coast, Midwest, like you're just used to, especially like my wife's from Chicago. And I know a lot of people from Chicago move down here. But helping people move from a different location would be what I would love to do.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I told you I love helping everybody. So more than likely, I'll probably just, if someone needs help with something, I will gladly do it.
You just like to help?
Yeah, I really do.
More of a relocation specialist, specifically from like the East Coast to out here, because you've done it, right?
Yes.
That's one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten. Was you in general, no matter who you are best designed to help the person that you use wants to be, right? It's like, since you've gone through it, you've gone through those pains and all the different things, you've lived it. And so now you're better positioned to help somebody do the same thing. Yeah, that could be a good little niche for you, man.
And I'll be their friend too, because it's hard.
Right?
Difficult. Adult friendships are...
Dude, tell me about it.
It's rough.
I'm fresh off a divorce, and I'm telling you, it is so hard to like make friends in your adult life.
It is.
It's
hard for people to like let you in, and I understand that. But like, we lucked out. We had some friends that lived in Hawaii that moved here at the same time.
Oh, cool.
So they moved here like I think 2 months before we got here.
Nice.
And
they laid the groundwork for you.
Yeah, they're like, and we had some other friends from Baltimore that were out here.
No way.
Since moved to California.
Okay.
For a job, but yeah, we had some built-in friends, but man, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because I play golf.
Oh, okay.
But man, no one wants to let you in to their groups.
It is hard to.
They talk about golf with you.
Yeah.
But they're like,
I want to play. All right, well, let's play golf,
you should
man.
try this course. And I'm like, oh yeah, what's tee time?
Just check it out.
But yeah, well, I'll play whenever. You let me know.
I got your number. We'll do some golf. Cause I don't have many. Like I said, I went from all the couples friends, and now that's gone. So I'm like trying to rebuild like friendships and stuff. So it's tougher. But all right. Well, glad you made it here, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, cheers, dude. Thank you again for being on the show. And
one more question: the light side, dark side.
Oh, dark side all day, man. So, well, I'm more. I tend to be more towards the bounty hunter side of things. I'm building a custom Mandalorian suit. Yeah, I'm that big of a nerd.
Okay.
So yeah, fully like custom fitted to my body. Like so, there's a charity out here called the 501st Legion. It's mostly stormtroopers, but turns out I'm the exact height and weight of Pedro Pascal, who plays the Mandalorian. So it felt meant to be. And there's not any other official ones in Arizona yet. So I was going to join. I was going to get the armor built, which I already put the deposit to have it started. So now I can pay the rest of it to have it fully delivered to me, and I'll be able to be a certified member of the 501st.
Is that how you're going to ship all your closings moving forward?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But no, I'm glad that your wife works for the Children's Phoenix Children's Hospital, because that is something that they do. So you can go in and like visit these kids in full armor and to like dress up and because it's first it's a charity organization. So
this is the way.
This is the way. So that's how big of a nerd I am. But love it, dude. So okay, see, this relationships. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna make connections here. So, well, dude, thanks again for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Cheers.
You're very welcome, brother. Cheers.